If you've ever wondered how to go beyond just teaching your kids about rules and rituals to actually nurturing a real, living faith in their hearts, then you are in the right place. Today, we're diving into Donna Habenicht's incredible guide, How to Help Your Child Really Love Jesus. It's all about fostering a genuine, heartfelt relationship between a child and their Savior.
And this, right here, is the core idea of the entire book. Habenicht's conviction is that a child's faith can be real and powerful and transformative right now. So often we kind of push serious faith off until they're older, but she's asking, what if these early years are actually the most important? This is all about empowering their walk with Jesus, starting today.
So where do we start? Well, Habenicht gives us this beautiful picture of a garden. Before you can plant any seeds, you have to get the soil ready. And in this case, the soil is the whole environment of your home. And you prepare it first and foremost with your own example.
She makes this really powerful distinction. Faith is caught way more than it is taught. Now, don't get me wrong, rules and information have their place, of course. But a child's heart, that's shaped by seeing faith lived out. How you handle stress, how you treat your neighbor, that speaks so much louder than any lecture ever could.
This is exactly why the home becomes the #1 classroom for faith. A home that's filled with security and kindness and forgiveness. Well, that is the rich soil where a child can start to understand what God's love is actually like. It's that daily experience of grace that makes God's grace believable to them.
And listen, this does not mean you have to be the perfect parent. Nope. In fact, one of the most powerful things you can be is just an authentic one. When you mess up, and we all do, and you apologize and ask for forgiveness, you're modeling the gospel in real time. You're showing them that grace isn't just some nice idea, it's a real, lived thing. Okay, so once the soil of our home is prepared, it's time to plant those seeds and water them every day. This part is all about the simple, relational habits that make faith a real, tangible part of everyday life.
Habenicht highlights 3 incredibly powerful practices here, and they're not complicated at all. It's all about weaving faith into the natural rhythms of your family. Telling the amazing stories of the Bible, praying together in a way that feels natural, not forced, and finding simple ways to serve other people as a family.
Let's just pause on that first one for a second. Stories are absolutely vital. When we tell Bible stories with energy and passion, about Daniel in the lion's den, or the Good Samaritan, or Jesus calming the storm, we're not just giving them facts, we're shaping their spiritual imagination. We're showing them a God who rescues, who loves, and who has power over all our fears. And here's the key to making these habits stick. You have to invite them in. Encourage them to pray out loud, even if the words get all jumbled up. Welcome their questions, all of them. Let them act out the stories. Faith becomes theirs when they get to move from just watching on the sidelines to being an active participant.
Now, any gardener will tell you that a growing plant is going to face some storms. And in our faith journey, those storms often look like questions and doubts. Habenicht wants to reassure us that this is not just normal, it can actually be a really healthy part of a faith that's getting stronger and becoming truly personal.
This is the question that can strike fear into a parent's heart, right? It can feel like we've failed somehow. But Habenicht encourages us to see it in a totally different light. A questioning faith isn't a dying faith. A lot of the time, it's a sign that it's getting deeper and becoming their own. I just love this quote. It reframes everything. Just like a muscle has to push against resistance to get stronger, a faith that wrestles with tough questions, well, it becomes more resilient. Doubt isn't the opposite of faith. Sometimes it's an ingredient in a faith that is truly owned.
So at the end of the day, what really matters is how we respond. Don't dismiss their questions or make them feel ashamed. Instead, create a safe space. Just listen, take them seriously. And if you don't know the answer, it's totally okay to say, wow, that's a great question. Let's find out together. That shows them that our faith is big enough to handle their biggest curiosities.
So we've talked about preparing the soil, nurturing the seed, and protecting the growing plant. Let's bring this all together now into some simple, practical things we can actually do. What's the next step to living a faith that's truly worth catching? It really boils down to these 4 simple practices. Talk about Jesus naturally in your day. Create simple faith rhythms like prayer at meals. Be quick to show grace when things go wrong. And always invite your child to be an active part of the journey. These aren't complicated programs. They're just the small, consistent actions that make all the difference. In the end, this is really the heart of Habenicht's message. It's not about pressure or trying to be perfect. It's about a loving home, an authentic example, and an atmosphere that is just saturated with grace. That is the environment where a real, lasting love for Jesus can truly grow. So as we finish up, I just want to leave you with this question. Don't think about overhauling everything all at once. Just think about one thing. What is one small, simple change you could make this week to let the grace of God be seen and felt just a little more clearly in your home? Because really, that is where it all begins.